we have found that there are stratified user groups on the internet. You shouldn't think about it as one internet audience. We have what we call lean forward users and lean backward users. And the lean forward users, they would look here, explore the world, then they click here, they load Gapminder the World on our webpage. We click there, you know, and they get access to this interactive graphics. Unfortunately, it takes some few seconds to load. This is the software that Google acquired, and we have a free license from it. And when you come here, you can expand to full screen up there, and then you have income there, you have life expectancy there, you go back to 1800 and all the way back, and then you click the play button, and you can see how the world developed from 1815, 1820. This is America, Britain, Germany, from the brown ones here is Europe, and it continues like that. And if you are not patient, you can drag it all the way to the end there, and you can see how the world become today. This is when you interact and you want to see which country is this one. Oh, it's Russia. It's relatively risk, but now have big health after the big transformations. Now, this is one group. The presentation of HIV, then Daniel makes a screen capture video of this, and he embeds it in Flash. So Google provide this. It's World Bank data and United Nations data. Then we make a screen capture video, and we work together so it fits the presentation I can do. The first problem, transforming an internet site to a presentation site, is font size. What is good when someone leans in front of their screen cannot work at a presentation. You have to have another size of mode when you present it. Look here, $ per person. Each bubble is a country. Adults with HIV, 0, 10%, 20%, the year 1983, the color is the country, the size of the bubble is the number of people with HIV, and here we go, play. As the year passes by, Uganda get more and more HIV, Zimbabwe get more and more HIV, United States has a big bubble, many infected, but that's because they are a big country. Thailand also get it, and Zimbabwe skyrockets. The worst HIV in the world. Uganda starts to go downwards in the 90s. South Africa coming late, but getting very many HIV infected because it's a huge country in Africa. And now Zimbabwe is going down because people are dying again. They don't get the treatment in Zimbabwe, whereas other countries, they get treatment and they stay up there. And India gets big, and here we are at the end. And what you immediately see that the dark blue bubbles in Africa, some are very high, 20%. It's a tragedy. But most African countries are like the rest of the world. So myth number one, there's an AIDS epidemic in Africa. No, hell no. There's some African countries that has about 50 times more HIV than other African countries south of the Sahara. Senegal, Niger, Madagascar are very low, and others are very high. And we can look then why certain countries are like this. This is Botswana, which was so democratic and so rich. Look, a very high income. They got much more. So it's not poverty that is linked to. Neither is it war, because Congo had peace. and Zambia, no, war. And Zambia had peace. Peace much higher than war. Myth number two, HIV in Africa is not due to rape during wars. That's a terrible thing, rapes in war, but it's not the driver of this. So is it money? Now look at Tanzania. I split Tanzania in the income group. The richest 20% in Tanzania has 3 times as much HIV as the poorest 20% in Tanzania. We are not fact-driven when we discuss about things. We are just myths and so on. And the real thing we find out here is that there are some things which is making it really bad in some parts of Africa. And if I go over to the map, you can see how focused it is. It's 4% of the world population have half of the HIV infections, but it's parts of Africa. It's not the whole of Africa south of the Sahara. And it goes quite close together where there is no circumcision and where there is concurrent partners. large part of the population have several partners at the same time. They don't have more sex, they don't have more partners, but they have several partners at the same time. That differs from other parts of Africa. So this is one example on how we make this. Now this is not the successful thing. The successful thing is when the TED conference filmed me making this presentation. At YouTube you write HIV data and you click. Now here on top of the list on HIV data you find a video with my lecture using that presentation. Can you see? First we had the data. We put the data in the bubble graph provided by Google. Daniel made a screen capture video of that bubble graph and he put it into a flash presentation. I took the flash presentation to California and went on stage and TED filmed it and then TED uploaded it, and that's the hit. So you see, you cannot make it as simple as one interactive face on the internet. What you need is to put up data and then have many people who compete in making good presentation. And of course we want this to come into the TV news. Yeah? And to have this myth. But TV news still doesn't want to give a message, a clear message about the difference of HIV within Africa. The difference within Kenya is as big as within the world. There are some provinces of Kenya which is like West Europe, and others are terrible like South Africa. That is within one East African country. It's so much variation in HIV. And that's how it has to be there. Yeah, so this is the video. You see, when I'm talking like this becomes more fun. This is the user group we call Lean Backwards. They take a cafe latte in one hand and they will click once on the play button of YouTube. And if you don't catch their attention within 30 or 40 seconds, they're a little funny like this. It's very funny to have an old professor jump in front of this. And
you once had a ladder, hadn't you?
Yes, I have a ladder and different things like it. But this is very carefully rehearsed and worked through. And here I take the pointer. I don't use laser pointer. Laser pointers are a didactic catastrophe. So I use different forms of pointer. I made it a gimmick of doing that. And by being humorous and deadly serious together, I found is a new way of opening the mind of people, you know. And I'm not like a TV presenter or a serious analyst. That doesn't mean that everyone should be like that, but I can complement other sources of information. You know. And the main result, if I do it like this, is that people will say, my company is investing and doesn't want to invest in Africa, it's too much HIV. Now let's go and see how it is in Ghana. And they will find that Ghana is not bad at all. It's less than Thailand. And Ghana is very democratic, very stable. So the German company will find out, let's invest in Ghana. It's a future. It could be our base in West Africa. So, but if they make the decision based on how things are in Africa, and they can distinguish between 50 or 100 different wines, and they can't make a difference between Tanzania and Ghana, then they are lost in the future. They have to be, and even if you are in Ghana, you must know the difference between different parts of Ghana. Right. And also like the size of things, you know. Tanzania, you were focusing much on demographic change. When I was born, Tanzania and Sweden both had 7 million inhabitants. Today Sweden have 9 million and Tanzania have 40 million people. And when I die, if I become 100, Sweden will have 10 million and Tanzania 80 to 90 million. Tanzania will be bigger than German, Swahili will be bigger than the German language. You better start a department of Swahili in all German universities.